Hello everyone, and today we have Sudeshna with us, Sudeshna Chakraborty. So Sudeshna, thank you so much for joining me today, and can you please introduce yourself?
So, hello everyone. I'm Sudeshna from Kolkata. I live with my parents, and currently I'm working and living a happily single life. I'm just 25, so that's all from my side.
Amazing. So you're living a happy single life. That's interesting. Okay, Sudeshna, so tell me, what is your question for me today? What is troubling you in your life right now?
So basically, we all want to grow in our life, but it's our toxic surroundings that affects us, and there are some contents over movies or maybe social media which provokes us, and we become more intolerant and impatient when we see those things, and we seek for some comfort zone. uh, I mean, उस चीज से निकलने के लिए, and if the comfort zone is even toxic, चाहे वो gossiping हो, कोई addiction हो, तो how we can get out of this loophole?
Very interesting question. In fact, yes, let me tell you one thing, that comfort zone is toxic. Remaining in your comfort zone is the most toxic thing that you can ever do in your life, because that keeps you where you are, and it will never help you, never make you grow in your life. And that is one big loophole, I would say. Like you've put it rightly, it's a big loophole, because the more we tend to stay in our comfort zone, the more we want to be there, because yes, that's comfortable, right? And we don't want to go beyond that in our lives. So this is a very awesome question, and there is not, I won't say there's a single answer to it, but there are many things which you can do to avoid this situation in your life. Number one is, when you know something, you do better. When you know it, you do it, right? In our life, it's always like we do whatever we know. So now that, first and foremost, Sudeshna, she's aware now that yes, this is a loophole, number one. And next, she was very much aware that it's the media or the movies or whatever is bothering you, and it's a toxic environment which really, I would say, sucks your energy completely, right? So when this is happening, now you know, now you operate. Number one thing is you operate with awareness. That awareness has come, that oh my god, this situation has come into my life, and or maybe the people around me are adding to my toxicity, and maybe they are making me feel bad, or they're making me feel impatient, right, about something. Or when it comes to your even watching your movies, which is like showing the social life and the competition and envy and greed and lust, all these things are values which helps us to degenerate, which helps us to go down and down and down in our lives. But at the same time, let me tell you, Sudeshna, we have our values which will help us grow also. We have certain values which we need to identify. What is Sudeshna? What is something which she really believes in? Who are you as a person? Right? So once you identify your values, and once you start feeling, okay, is this situation adding anything to my growth? Is this situation, really helping me to do whatever I want to do in my life? No. Then I will just first become aware. Next, I'm going to accept the situation, that yes, okay, this I'm accepting, that yes, this is a situation, these are the toxic people, this is a toxic environment. I know that this is not helping me in any which way. I know that, if I take any decision, or if I indulge in some food, or if I'm indulging in impatience or whatever, I know that it's against my value. So once you identify your value, then what do you do out of it? You ask yourself question, whatever activity you're doing in your day-to-day life, Krishna, for that matter, anything and everything you're doing, ask the reason, why am I doing this? Just even if you're eating something, I'm eating a pastry because I really want to treat myself, right, with something good. And see, the energy is different there. And if I'm eating a pastry out of stress, I'm eating a pastry because I'm so stressful in my life, the energy is different. trust me, the same pastry is going into your body, but the one which will go with stress is going to add lot of more toxicity to your body. Then it's something like when we have to know something, that if we produce stress, if we are stressful in our life, that releasing, that's apart from the stress thing which is there, it's releasing certain chemicals inside our body, which is, it is releasing cortisol, it is releasing certain hormones, is releasing, which in which, you know, that hormones is deteriorating our immune system, you know, is producing that fat around our tummy. So it's just not the piece of pastry. Of course it has its calories, that's there, but the other side of it is, with what intention are you doing, with what intention are you eating, right? So we all watch movies, even I watch movies, I love to watch comedy movies, and you know, everything we enjoy. I'm not asking you to give up on your things. If you do something, do it with, okay, ask yourself, why am I doing this? Why, okay, if I know that this is not adding any value to my life, then why am I doing this? Again, like I said, if you want to have a pastry because you want to celebrate, please go ahead and do that, right? Sometimes we need to reward ourselves, sometimes we need to produce that happy hormones, and we need to feel very good about who we are also. Okay, so number one thing is awareness, with why are you doing whatever you're doing. People will not change. I repeat this: people, environment, situation, the TV, the media, whatever is disturbing you will not change in your life. They will not change at all in your life. How can they change? They are based, they are, you know, they are whoever, जो भी लोग कर रहे हैं अपने environment में, सब अपने अपने हिसाब से ठीक ही कर रहे हैं. Everybody is doing fine, you know, everybody is doing the best which they know, right? But what can I do? How can I behave differently? How can I feel differently? How can I do differently? What can I do so that I am not stuck in this loophole? And number two is, once first aware, then you accept the situation. You have accepted that, yes, this is the situation in my life. Then you go into that action mode. And now how to stay consistent in that action mode? Because I understand that we tend to give up, you know, thoda din, for a time we do it. And then after a point of time, we're like, oh my God, again, the negativity, again, the same things, again, the same situation. I'm sure you face that in your life, right?
Exactly. So
then when it comes to your actions, when it comes to the next part is your actions, where I say set certain rules for your life. Like my mentor has taught me, Mr. Blair Singer, set a code of honor for your life. In the sense, when it comes to your food, okay, I'm going to eat twice a week, I'm allowed to eat a cheat meal. Don't have to be very strict with yourself. Whatever you want to do, you know, it may be twice, it may be thrice. Now you are intelligent enough, you are smart enough to decide your own code of honor, to decide your own rules, right? I'm going to eat twice, I'm going to eat thrice, maybe. Or maybe, you know, I'm allowed to gossip once a week. It's a very negative thing though, but I'm just saying that, you know, for yourself, I'm allowed to do whatever. Set a code of honor. Or for me, it's like, if I find myself gossiping, maybe I will reduce my 2 cheat meals to 1 cheat meal. Or you know what, I'll give up on something. Maybe that's also an option. But you set your own consequences. Okay, so if I like, for my you know, from with my partner, we have a set of rules totally. Like, you know, this is what we are going to do, this is what we are not allowed to do in a relationship. Absolutely no. And if you break that set of rules, there are consequences. So if you want to be consistent in any activity that you're doing for yourself, you have to have a strict, you know, proper code of honor. Stick it somewhere where you can read it at night. Maybe introspect. Have I really broken any rules which I've set for my own self? For that matter, have I again become impatient today? Have I again become intolerant today? What did I behave today? How did I behave today? What did I do today that has hurt somebody? What did I do today that has hurt me? So once you operate with that kind of an awareness, and then you start taking action, introspect, see what can I do better the next day, right? So this is also one consistent habit. Set rules for yourself. Make sure that you adhere to the rules. Now, the fourth thing is adherence, which is like repetition. Repeat till the time you get it perfect. So even today, I will not say, if somebody says my life is absolutely perfect, I don't make mistakes, I don't believe that person, because we as human beings, we tend to make mistakes from time again and again. Even the greatest and the greatest of people make mistakes, but it is just that what do we choose to do with those mistakes? Do we want to move forward with it, or do we want to hold guilt? Do we want to hold resentment? Why did I behave in this way? What did I do? Why did I do? How did I do? I should not have done that. Again, I'm doing the same. No, that is causing more stress to you. That is releasing acid in your body, which is really, really dangerous. Let me tell you that. Okay. So this is the loophole which you need to get out of completely, like you have said rightly. So I hope that answers to your question, Sudeshna.
Yes.
Yeah.
So, as you have said, that awareness is important for that matter. So, how we can bring into that awareness? I mean, already there are things going on. So, how we can get into that mindset that, yes, this is how I can get into that awareness and I need to change certain situations.
Okay. So you want to increase your awareness level, right?
Yes.
Yes. So if you really want to become more and more aware of the situation, start being silent. Start being with your own energy. Do not consume. Number one is, do not consume a lot of energy from here and there. Focus on your breath, focus on your body. Maybe even for 10 minutes in a day, if you can start focusing on yourself, just think about it. How does my heart work? How does think? Give it attention. Pay attention to your body, pay attention to the environment. Go out, check out the environment. Even if you're going out in nature for 30 minutes, for that matter, don't go with your headphones and running, and just
Okay.
just go there and see the beautiful sky, see the shapes of the clouds, and whatever you want to do, for that matter. But
Okay.
be attentive. Use your sense organs. Hear something. Okay, suddenly I'm hearing the birds chirping, suddenly I'm hearing the cow moving, or whatever, for that matter. So what I'm just asking you to do is, even if this comes with practice, okay, so practice. So what you need to do is practice being in an observer state and not as an experiencer all the time. So even as try doing it with the other person also. Two people, you feel that they are having a talk or a conversation. Okay, just don't, instead of thinking wo kya bol raha hai, wo kya, just be an observer and see, from a third person point of view. Like you see na, jab do jan baat karte to kya hota hai, third person party mein aap dekh rahe ho, right? You are seeing it. So similarly, sometimes when you are talking to somebody, suppose now you're talking to me, just be like somebody. I know it's a little technical, but just imagine yourself that Sudeshna, outside Sudeshna, and just listening to what Sudeshna is speaking, what Sudeshna is doing, how is she walking, how is she talking, how is she behaving. And that once you get into the practice of doing that again and again and again, it's again practice, Sudeshna. And one more suggestion which I can give you is, set your goals, set your targets. Okay, so today your target is, I want to completely become patient with my own being, or I want to be more tolerant of other people. If you really have that vision and that goal in front of you, and you've written the steps to do that, what can I do? Okay, now if you're reading that every day, morning I read that every day, evening I read that every day, just twice a day. Okay, now obviously then throughout the day your intentions will be to move towards that, right? I want to become more aware. It's not like today you're talking to me and then you completely forget about it totally, and then you're like, why can't I become aware? Why didn't I become aware of whatever I did? No, if you want to be, I want to become more aware of my own self. Make that as your goal, as your target, and check every night, how aware were you? So maybe today you're not aware, but if you're checking it every night, tomorrow you will become aware. At least you'll become maybe 10% better, then 20% better, then 30% better, then 40, then 50, and finally one fine day you'll be like, okay, now I completely operate from awareness. Okay, so awareness comes with practice. Awareness comes when you intend to become aware. Awareness comes when you practice every single moment. What are you speaking? How are you speaking? Oh my, I should have done that better. I should not have done that better. Get into that introspection mode. Okay, the more you introspect, the more aware you will become of who are you. Okay, and what do you do once you become aware? Tell me that also, because once you become aware, you need to do something, right?
Uh, I want to become aware of my day-to-day activity, especially the morning activity, to be honest, because right when we wake up, we just check the phone. And then when the things has started, social media and all of the stuff, and I mean, कुछ अगर अच्छा करने की सोच भी रहे हैं तो maybe the first message you see आपको पूरा
So,
दिन के लिए
what rule can you set for yourself over here? Tell me.
maybe I can take 10 deep breaths right when I wake up in the morning, and
That is very good idea. But one more thing, what you can do is make sure you're not keeping your phone near you when you sleep. There are alarm clocks. Buy an alarm clock, and then you can put your alarm clock rather than putting for your alarm on your phone, right? So when your phone is nowhere near you, it's like I do that. I don't even know where my phone is, for that matter. I just tell my son, please keep the phone, and he keeps it in his own place. And then after only I've finished the time he wakes up, then I tell him, okay, give me my phone back, right? So this is a rule which is set. So if that's a rule, it's like I don't have my phone to see the social media. I'm done with my morning routine activity. Yes. So it is simple. We need to set some rules for our own self, and we need to ask ourselves again and again and again, did I adhere to those rules? Did I live those rules in my life today? Because ultimately at the end, it's like something which, if we've not done something and we were meant to do something, then what do we do again? Set consequences for our own self, right? I do that. Like if I've done some cheating with my own self, then probably I will not go out on the weekend. I will not, whatever it is for that matter, something which really I love to do. Maybe I'll not watch my favorite serial, for that matter, my comedy movie for the, Saturday nights. I love watching something which makes me laugh, right? So I'll not watch it because I've not done it. And it's not being strict. It's like setting some discipline in my life. If I know that I love myself, means I'm doing whatever is there for my highest good, right? For my growth. And self-love is not something like, oh, I do whatever and still I'm like, treating myself every single day. No, I don't believe that. Okay. Yes. So I hope that answers to your question.
Totally.
Yes.
So thank you so much for this opportunity. And yes, definitely, like my takeaway is that we do some regular activities and we don't even know what we are doing at the end of the day. And we feel so much of guilt, resentment, why we have done this and all those things. But when we actually take our actions with awareness, we can definitely change our perspective and the total thing.
Absolutely.
For that
You're absolutely right. If we do whatever we do, have and set an intention, and at the same time, I would also say, Sudeshna, know why you're doing what you're doing. Go deeper, deeper. Okay, if I'm eating this cake, why am I eating this cake? Because I'm hungry. Okay, but why are you hungry? Maybe because you didn't eat your food on time. That way. So you're feeling that craving is coming, or maybe, that craving is coming of that cake only because you've not had your sleep proper, because maybe you've not had your proteins proper in your body, right? Maybe because you're stressing over the small things. So why? Get into the deeper why, and then take care of the actual why. What is the deepest why? Okay, till the time you get your answer, go into the depth of it, ask yourself why, and then take your actions accordingly. Then try to resolve that why, right? Once you do that, if I shout on my kid, suppose I've shouted on my kid, and my reason was I didn't get good sleep last night, so that is that fair? It's so unfair, right? So it's like I have to take care of my sleep. I'm shouting on people because why? Maybe they have done something, but they do not deserve my screaming and shouting. But I realized I was hungry, and all my anger was coming out on the people around me, stuff, right? So this is something which we need to take care of on a day-to-day basis. The why. Operate with awareness. Awareness is the key to this. If you are aware of why you're doing, you'll get an answer for each and every of your questions. Okay? Totally. And I love your questions. Thank you so much for joining me today. It's been a great pleasure having you with me. Thank you, my
Thank
dear.
you. Thank you.